Hello, and now we're looking at managing change. It's the last section of chapter 3. The last chapter of section 3, sorry. All I ask for is a subscribe and like, and let's get to it. There are internal causes for change, and we're going to look at them now. The first one, you have change in organizational size. So increased size, more employees. You could benefit from economies of scale and the firm is more productive. However, the firm may struggle to manage the growth. So diseconomies of scales, e.g. not enough resources for all the staff. Communication is slower with the employees. The change may affect shareholders. Growth for the firm could mean shareholders receive more dividends, but if the firm struggles, then shareholders may withdraw their investments. Changes may also be made to the production process so it suits the new size of the firm. And cash flow needs to be managed as the firm grows. Overtrading can cause a firm to fail. You also have decreased organizational size, which is technically just all the opposite. So this could happen if a business undertakes a demerger, so they split. And any advantages of economies of scale may be lost because obviously the business is smaller now, and this could cause their competitiveness to reduce. A reduction in profits would mean that shareholders get less in the form of dividends, so they may not be happy as well. And the business may sell assets or make staff redundant to reduce costs and increase their profits. Redundancies, however, may cause the motivation of the staff to fall because they may be fearing that they're next to be losing their jobs. This could cause more of a fall in productivity. From this slide, make sure you remember all the bullet points for a change in organizational size. And for the decreased organizational size, to us, that's not really going to come up. We don't really need to know that. I just put that there as extra information, so don't worry about that. So now you have a change in ownership, and there are several reasons why business might need a change in ownership. A firm can transition from being a sole trader to a partnership, or even to a limited company. A LTD could become a PLC. The owners could retire. The ownership could change because of a takeover. There's so many reasons why. And now any changes made by the owners will affect all the firm stakeholders. Managers might have a change in their responsibilities. Customers may find out there are changes to the quality of the customer service. Local residents may experience changes maybe due to the fact there's a new shop or factory or something set up near them. Now, stakeholders that are negatively affected by a change, they may resist it. One way to overcome this resistance to change, the business will ensure that it communicates with the stakeholders so that they're all aware of the changes to the organization. Remember, in a few videos we talked about consultation is very important. A change in ownership can cause economies of scale to occur. For example, the new owners of the firm could grow the business by increasing investment in machinery or even in the recruitment of staff. This will help with the production levels and make them more profitable. However, again, if the firm isn't managed, then diseconomies of scale can occur. And this can reduce the competitiveness of the firm as its unit costs will be higher and they'll be passed on to customers with increased costs. From this slide, make sure you know a couple of points why a change in ownership occurs, how it affects the stakeholders. And then from on the image on the right, I would say remember one way to combat the resistance to change, etc., etc. And also a change in ownership can cause economies of scale. And however, if the growth isn't managed, just remember the key parts from there. You don't need to remember it off by heart, but that's what you need to know from this slide. Poor business performance could be a reason why change occurs. Less sales or profits than expected, higher expenses than expected, or HR figures were poor, and there's so many other reasons why. Poor business performance can reduce competitiveness. For example, lower sales than expected means that a firm will have to increase its prices to customers to make up for the lower sales volume. High prices can reduce competitiveness, and a lack of competitiveness can result in poor financial performance due to loss of sales. Poor business performance can also negatively affect the productivity and efficiency of a business. If a firm had experienced a period of low sales, it may decide to reduce its output, which would reduce productivity and efficiency, as the firm will have the same number of workers and machines, but producing less. To avoid this fall in productivity or efficiency, the business can sell off machinery or make some members redundant. Stakeholders can be affected by poor business performance. For example, if staff are made redundant so the business tries to increase productivity, this could lead to uncertainty and reduce morale for remaining employees. The values of the shares in the business could decrease due to poor business performance, so stakeholders could find the values of the investments fall. Again, remember maybe the first point, the second point. To be honest, actually not. Remember all the points actually. This is a very good slide actually. Remember all the points. Yeah. I know it's hard, but just take your time and you'll get through it. So now a transformational leader could be a cause for a change. This is an owner or manager who makes larger, innovative changes to a firm. They're often recruited when a firm has a period of poor performance and they need a lot of help. They can improve the competitiveness, productivity, financial performance, and they really just change the firm as a whole. It could affect stakeholders. The leader may make changes to employee roles, to product roles, and to the quality of customer service. And some of the firm's employees may actually be resistant to change. And the method of overcoming this resistance was found on. It was a slide where we talked about the consultation strategy, where I don't know if you remember, but stakeholder mapping, where you'll ask him, "How do you feel about this?" If not, I'll put a link in the description for that video so you can go watch it again. Now they're all internal factors. Now we're gonna look at external factors. To be honest, it's just the same as before: pestle, political, economical, social, technological, legal, environmental. Change in government policy, economic recession, stuff like that, social trends, technology, legislation, and the environment. We already looked at that, so I won't go through it again in depth because it's just the simple stuff that you don't really need to have lots and lots of points on. If you want to learn about it though, go watch my previous video that I've done about external factors. Now we've got one more slide which we'll look at now. Again, the market is an external factor. When I say market, I mean like the industry they operate in. So there's competitive forces surrounding it, and these can be a major cause of change within a firm. For example, Porter's 5 forces. A business may need to change its objectives, decide a new strategy, invest in research and development, look at its branding, etc., etc. New entrants to the market can cause a loss of market share for a business already in that market and reduce its competitiveness. Managers already in that market may need to adapt and see how they're going to compete. The removal of a competitor can improve a firm's financial performance in the long term, as it will gain a larger market share and also maybe gain more loyal customers. And it's often advantageous to firms to react quickly to external changes. For example, the firm may supply new products or adopt new ways of working, and this can help them gain more sales than a competitive advantage. For this one, I would say just know that the market is an external factor that can cause change, and I would say be aware of the Porter's 5 forces. Like, know your Porter's 5 forces off by heart so you could talk about those, because that's a real important thing. But apart from that, all I ask for is a subscribe and like, and that's the end of the video, and hopefully it's helped you. Thank you for watching.